Excellent.
Well, hello there guys, and welcome to the channel. Right, so a lot has happened this week, a lot to talk about, and also a slightly off-time KT time. Because somebody here is from... And tomorrow, obviously, he is actually gonna celebrate July the 4th, therefore we decided to do KT time a day early, since majority of the things over the week have already happened. So first, before anything else, hi to every single one of you, and let's say hello to Mandalorian.
Hello, and yes, I am celebrating the America's Independence Day, so tomorrow. But
It's all fake
welcome,
news.
and
It's phony
hope
stuff.
everybody's having a great
It didn't
weekend,
happen.
taking advantage of all the fun stuff we have in game if you're able to. Again, friendly reminder: if you don't have money, don't spend money. Don't put yourself at risk. This game is not worth it. But hello, KT. How are you doing?
I am quite a-okay, actually. Had quite a cool day today. You know, like, had a lot of sucking up to do to my better half, as I am officially required to call her right now. So... No, we actually did have a great day. Spent most of the early, well, morning, midday together. We went for some coffee and some snacks and a bit of shopping and walking about, and yeah, it was nice. It was good. Uploaded a couple of videos, and well, then here we are now.
Yeah. I would say that after yesterday, I feel a little bit drained myself, just with everything that happened, and like my line blew up for like majority of the day yesterday. Any chat I was in, I had over 1,000 messages like every hour. It was crazy.
I know. I had a ton of messages yesterday that I tried to reply to some people at first, and afterwards, as I was like recording my videos myself and stuff like that, I was just falling further and further behind. I was like, you know what? You should know better than to message me now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, let's get to the points. And obviously the first big point is the July deals that are still currently active in the game.
Yeah.
And
definitely still active until Monday at whatever time they went live. The same time they went live for everybody is the same time they're going to end on Monday. So there you go. Friendly reminder. But yeah, so we had the deals yesterday. I know you did your live reaction to them. I kind of talked to you a bit after when we knew what was going on.
Yeah, so overall, have offers. I don't think that please too many people, but I think realistically that is more or less what we can kind of expect. I obviously do think that they're going to improve slightly over time, but they're going to always be relatively disappointing to anybody who is close to becoming Thronebreaker, and they will be quite exciting to anybody who has recently become Cavalier.
Yeah.
Definitely. Uncollected offers, obviously. Well, I don't think I have like the best eye to judge them anymore, because obviously to me, nothing in those offers really scream great. But Thronebreaker offers is the thing that we can take a look at more, and let's just go quickly. What did you think about the Peter Parker's Walnut, which was 18,000 tier 5 basic catalyst fragments and 3,000 6-star shards?
I mean, if you look at it this way, you can get, if you spend $25, you can get a featured 6-star and a bunch of tier 5, some gold, and of course the units. I mean, if you don't have a lot to spend, $25, you can get that. Yeah, it's not too bad. It could be better, obviously, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, I think it's like a decent offer to kind of nibble at if you're like itching for something, stuff like that. It's nothing overly exciting. Nothing screams at you like get me, buy me, stuff like that. But I can say definitely that it is significantly better than the StarLords Loot Bag.
StarLords Loot Bag, actually, I would say if you typically are used to buying that, don't. Just do not buy it. It's not worth it, in my opinion.
Yes, it really isn't. 10% tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystal is far from a good selling point to most of the Thronebreaker players, and 1 tier 2 alpha is also nothing really worth spending for.
Yeah,
StarLords Loot Bag I think was like the weakest unit pack of them all, pretty much, because like objectively, if if this offer popped out in like, you know, casual Thursday, I'd be like, okay, maybe, you know.
I mean, you got to remember the items are bonus. That's what everyone's got to remember.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but what we're used to seeing when they do these bonus offers, StarLords Loot Bag is not good this year.
Yeah, StarLords Loot Bag is probably the worst one. And Tony Stark's briefcase. Tony Stark's briefcase last year featured a Nexus crystal, which was a huge selling point for a ton of people. And this time they kind of swapped them around, where they lowered the 6 stones to briefcase, but they raised the Nexus.
I have a thought, and I don't know if we want to talk about what we would have done different yet. Let's review everything, and I'll tell you I've got a thought on what I would have done different if I was Kabam, or what I will do different if I was going to do Cyber Weekend, because these deals can't be changed, obviously. But I think we could talk about that after we're done.
Yeah, but, well, in general, it's quite easy what to do different. Get rid of 5-star 6 stones instead.
Yeah, the 5-star 6 stones are trash.
I was kind of like confused when I saw those 5-star 6 stones. I mean, 6-star 6 stones are like hot as ever, right? But 5-star 6 stones are
I would have. I mean, in that aspect, they should have given us 5 more. Like, I would have been fine with getting no 5-star 6 stones and get 40 6 stars. Like, if they're really going to value it that much, just give me 40 6-star stones.
Any item that has anything to do with 6 stars, I'd be happier with. If they replaced 5-star 6 stones with some tier 4 basics, I'd be happy. If they replace them with some tier 4 class catalysts, I would be happy. If they replace them with any tier 2 alpha or fragments or anything.
You know what would have been good here, and I didn't really. I mean, granted, it's in the Black Panther's treasure, but they could have done like 2 here instead of that. They could have done 2 class 4 catalyst selectors, the class catalyst selectors. That would have been kind of nice. 2 instead of 4, and then just not give us the 5-star 6.
But also, at the same time, Tony Stark's briefcase is kind of like the
middle of the road,
reasonable spender's first stop, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because 6-star 6 stones are as important as ever, because prestige is as important as ever, and you still get the 10,000 6-star shards, which is like, you know, solid bonus on top of the units as well. And getting 95 generic 6 stones and 30,000 6-star shards is way, way over the value that you typically get these 6-stone deals. Like, you typically get about 26 stones for like $40 or something like that. So this is way better. And that is kind of like the first offer that you should be like raising your eyebrow on. And it's like, yeah, this is quite good. Like,
let's put it this way: if you only have $25 to spend, buy 5 of the Peter Parkers. If you have 30 to spend or more, buy all of the Tony Stark's briefcase if you can.
Yeah.
Because that's the best. You get basically 105 6 stones. I mean, for 6 stars, which is great. Plus, you get all the units. You get enough to open 3, at least 1 every one you buy 6-star basic.
And you get all the 6 stones that are still. Well, they are more common now than they were, but they're still quite rare, and they haven't gone down in price at all, typically. So.
Yeah. It's just good. Like that one's probably the best deal for if you have $30 or more to spend.
Even though they took away the Nexus, but you know, 35 6-star 6 stones is arguably, to me personally, worth more than a 6-star Nexus.
Yeah, it is for me too, but you know, like I said, we'll discuss more what we could change. I think we both have ideas what we could change, but yeah, that one, if you bought all 3 of those, like I said, you could open 3 basics or 2 featured. You could have 1 million almost in gold, and you'd have a bunch of units and 105 or 110, I think, stones.
Yeah, and okay, Black Panther's treasure. Next 6-star, 10% tier 5 class catalyst selector, 5,000 6-star hero shards, 4 tier 2 alphas for tier 4 class catalyst selectors.
I actually like this one, and the reason being is because not even worried about the Nexus. I like the fact you could choose class catalysts, because there's some that I have class full, and there's some that I have not been able to pull or form fast enough to rank up. that was probably the best thing about this one, and obviously the tier 5 class catalyst
Yeah, but
selector. Like I call this one the selector bundle.
yeah, well, this one is a bit more like, though, kind of like nice to have, not must have. As in, like, this one doesn't scream like buy me at all costs. This is more like if you're gonna be buying offers, then get this one. Obviously, still better than just buying Black Panthers. But to me, it does not represent kind of like some huge amount of value. Getting an Nexus 6-star is neat. It's nice, obviously, always. And 10% selector. Well, it's 10% at the end of the day. It's still just the 10%. 5,000 6-star shards. Okay, that's again not bad, but nothing game breaking. And you know, tier 2 alphas, tier 4 class catalysts. They're nice, but you get them all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, we get them all the time.
This
like,
isn't
it's just
like a screaming must buy kind of thing as well.
No, not at all.
And then we have the All Fathers Odin Vault with the next 6-star class Nexus, 8 tier 2 alphas, which is a ton of tier 2 alphas, as evident by my stats right now. 2 tier 5 basics, 25% selected, and 9 tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments.
Yeah, this one is the mother of all deals, pretty much, if you're going to pay money.
Well, this is
obviously
for the biggest spenders, obviously. But if you still had only $100, I'd still go with that.
I wouldn't get this.
$6.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If all you had was $100, like I had said before, I would go for 3 of the.
Exactly. This is where you go straight after that bundle. So this would be the second in the buying order kind of thing for me, anyways.
Yep.
Because again, class Nexus is nice, but for instance, for me, those class Nexus didn't yield much results at all because it's still only the 3 champions, right?
Yeah, if it would have been, I really feel like those selector, like the Nexus class ones, when they offer in these deals, I think it should be 6.
I think it should be like 5 or something like that. Yeah, 5, 6
or 5. Even so 5 was fine. I just think 3 is.
Yeah, so far from those 3 champion Nexus class crystals, I actually gotten a lot worse results than from regular Nexuses.
Yeah, that's what I felt like too. I felt like now, granted, I did this time I bucked the trend because I did get Awakening of my Colossus. However, most of the time you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you know, overall, as far as I have to say, the unit offers were quite significantly worse than people were expecting. And again, don't get me wrong. In a sense, everything that you buy is bonus on top of units, right? So if you spend money on the game anyways, obviously these are good offers. And obviously they are better than overall than they were Cyber Weekend, but they are barely better. Like, you know, they have like minor increases, like the StarLords Bag has extra 2% tier 5 CC fragments. Like, you know, the Selectors has extra 5% each. Before it was 5 and 20%, now it's 10 and 25%. And it's just stuff like that which felt like, okay, I mean, like, I guess this is what we're working with now, but the game has moved way past, like, as in Cyber Weekend, 20% of tier 5 class catalyst fragments meant a whole lot more than 25% of tier 5 class catalyst fragments mean right now. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
With all of these gauntlets and summer of paints and everything else, the value is just depreciated, like.
Yeah, they really have. It's gotten to the point where, and I don't think they're going to be throwing it out like that, but there should have been some tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha in the Odins, in my opinion.
Well, there's tier 3 alpha, but there's no tier 6 basic. But,
at least.
Hey, Mike, thank you very much for the
that's
$2,
true.
man.
Yeah. I forgot it did have some tier 3 alpha.
Thank you.
I forgot about
Thank you very much,
but
Mike.
it should have had some tier 5 or tier 6. I'm sorry, tier 6 basic as well. If they're going to give us tier 3 alpha as well. In there, I would have given up some of the. I don't know, something.
But yeah,
I would have given up something for that.
Yeah, I know. It just didn't feel great, and this time it definitely felt that for the first time ever, the unit offers were actually better than the cash offers, at least to me, for the most part.
Yeah.
And which is, I guess, fair enough, but you know, speaking of unit offers, I need to take a look at them.
Yeah, the unit offers, and I know we're going to go over them, but I feel like for the first time ever, the unit offers were better than the cash
Yeah,
offer deals.
pretty much.
Which was great for free to play if you've grinded these units and you've been waiting to use them. I think that was great for you all. It was great for me because overall I was able to get, thanks to a generous donation by Messiah, I was able to get up to the 10,000 unit deal, which was great. But yeah, so starting off is like the appetizer, you know, it's nothing special. Again, unfortunately, they gave us 5-star signature stones. We don't really need.
Yeah, well, 1,000 unit bundle was for me garbage for any Thronebreaker that's reasonably far in the game. Relatively garbage. Like honestly, I didn't want/need desire, or I wouldn't spend 1,000 units on any of those items. Kind of like unless I had to.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. It's unfortunate because you have to spend 1,000 just to get the next offer. So I mean, everybody that's going to be getting the later offers are going to be getting this. It just seems like there's like why is there anything 5-star? That's my question for Thronebreaker. There shouldn't be anything 5-star
I mean, like
in these
objectively
deals.
though, like 1,000 units for 5,000 6-star shots is not like the worst deal. It's made feel worse with having all that 5-star junk around it. Like
like okay, here's the thing. If they would have taken out the 5-star Nexus and the 5-star 6 stones and given us another 5,000 6-star, if it was just 10,000 6-star hero crystals, 1 5-star awakening gem, and I think it should have been 250,000 gold. But if they would have done that,
that would be better.
I think it would have been a better.
Yeah,
it would have been a better deal.
Way better. But anyway, so it is what it is, and for new Thronebreaker players who still are looking to awaken that 5-star Aegon or whatever, 5-star Doom or 5-star Nick Fury or whatever, it obviously is worth it. 1,000 units for 5,000 6-star shards and the 5-star awakening gem is good. But we need to get to the 4,000 unit bundle.
Yeah, the 4,000 is where I think where the deals really start in units.
Yeah, and that was quite significant already.
Yeah, it was great because you right off the bat for basically 5,000 units, you're on your way with tier 6 basic fragments. You've got 14,250, which is nice.
Yeah,
you know, that's
3 full
I think
tier 5
20,
basics, which is also like, fair chunk.
I think that's like about 20-ish percent, 25%-ish, somewhere between 20 and 25% of a tier 6.
But yeah, you also get like 6-star signature stone, 6-star nexus, so I think for 4,000 that was a good offer.
Yeah, and you got 6 stones too, 6-star 6 stones, which is not bad, and then 400,000 gold. I still think it should have been 500,000 gold, but that's just me saying there could have been a little bit spicier. But that's the only thing I would have changed is given another 100,000 in gold.
Yep.
Maybe 25 6-star stone crystals instead of stone crystals and not.
And then the 2 bundles. Now the opinions about those bundles seem to be fairly divided. And they're largely divided by how actively you are hoping to get the rank 4 champion in how near future. As in like anybody who's like lower level Thronebreaker, probably looking at the first bundle, Superior Nexus bundle, thinking it's better one. But anybody who is trying to kind of like push higher faster is definitely looking at the second one. So the first bundle is 75 6-star 6 stone crystals, which sounds a lot, but realistically it's like 12, 13 6 stones or something like that per class. And honestly, I actually prefer to take 36 stones of the set class.
Yeah. If it would have been I think if they would have made this stone selector, it would have been better. They wouldn't have given us generic, but at least you could select what class you wanted.
Like you could do
that. I think would have been more intriguing.
Yep.
Honest truth.
And then we have the 2020 10 champion Nexus, which is a good crystal. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely great crystal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Originally, I read it as a 2021, and I was like, "That's trash." But then I was like, "Oh no, it says 2020." So people that have been hunting like Apocalypse or Mortal Abomination or anyone, Professor X, those people, Mole Man, all those are in there. They could definitely get this crystal and possibly get one of few of those. If you're hunting,
and again, it's really good. I think for like newer Thronebreaker players or like mid-tier Thronebreaker players, but I don't have like all the 6 stars from 2020, but I definitely made the conscious effort to getting pretty much all of the ones that I really wanted.
Same.
Whether that be arenas like Immortal Abomination or whoever else, when 6 arenas came out or previously and stuff like that. So it definitely didn't lure me too much. I mean, obviously there are like some champions that would like to have duped, but yeah, I wasn't that fast for it. As in, for me, that was like just another champion.
For me, it didn't seem like something that I would have been like, oh my god, I need to get that, because I mean, I would say anybody that's looking and there's like 2 or more champions released last year that you're looking to get, it's an excellent deal. It is. But I just don't, you know.
And then we have the rank up gem crystals, which are, you know, which do have quite a lot of resources in them.
Yeah, but it's a crystal. That's what bothers me. It's
thing.
not even. It's so RNG. So you could get the one class that you don't need or you have already resources for. It seemed like trash to me. And then 1.5 million gold, I think that was fine for the gold.
But the second deal was where it was for me overall, because we get tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments, which are obviously fairly coveted. I'm actually not too far off being able to rank 4 at this point. I'm like
unfortunately with me, I'm right at 2 for both of them. So I need like I need 1.5 tier 6, and I need like 1 and just a smidge for tier 3.
I need like 2,000 or 3,000 tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments. That's it. Then I would have 3 of those. But tier 6 basic seems to have fallen behind somehow with whatever distribution they have had, and I only have well, I need like 40,000 fragments of that. So I have 2+ of each already.
Well, KT, I was gonna say, did you notice before these deals went live?
Yeah, it said tier 5.
They adjusted the inventory.
Yeah, I did notice that just now.
So, but yeah, I'm slightly behind you. So obviously you will have one before me, but I don't think I'll be that far away. Like if you get one, let's say you get one at the end of Summer of Pain, I may be able to get one the end of 7.3.
Well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, because even with Summer of Pain, people can't rank 4 yet unless Kabam releases some more offers. Because Summer of Pain has like 17,000 tier 6 basic fragments. And the only kind of like other thing is, unless you got very, 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 very lucky, it should be borderline impossible with those Ascendant bundles.
Oh yeah, those Ascendants,
you still need around 30,000 or 20-something thousand tier 6 basic frags.
So KT, slight prediction from me here. Right when Summer of Pain ends, there will be deals. 100%. Yeah. Not like multiple deals, but like a daily deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a daily deal that will push somebody to get the first tier 4. I mean, the rank 4, I mean.
And then we have the 3 6-star signature stone selectors, which are basically 36 stones of any class that you pick, split by 10s. So you can pick 10 of whichever class you want 3 times.
Yep.
Tier 5 class catalyst selector, which is tremendously valuable, which I actually alone prefer over that rank 2 to rank 3 rank up gem, because it gives me choice over RNG.
Yes.
And 4 6-star feature crystals, which I know a lot of people don't like. I personally do, because they are the crystals that I'm currently going for anyways.
Well, the way I looked at it was, I won't typically buy those crystals with my actual shards, but if they're going to give them to me, yeah, I'll open some. That's the way I looked at it.
I went with the second bundle for sure. For me, it was a no-brainer for most part.
Same
and again,
for me.
I can understand that there are some people who do not care about tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha. But if you're like playing in top 10 AQ Prestige Alliance, then every single person in our alliance went with the superior catalyst bundle without even blinking.
I would argue if you're playing in the top 50, well, 40 is what it's ranked at, but if you're playing the top, or 45, whatever, but if you're even playing the top 50 to 100 even, this is the bundle you should be going for if you've been Thronebreaker for a while.
Yeah, I personally believe so. And then 3,000 unit generic 6-star Awakening Gem. So those are the deals.
Nice,
I don't think... I mean, we have all discussed and talked about them a ton now by this point already. So I think the unit deals were this time significantly better than before. I think cash deals were moderately, mildly disappointing. They were slightly better than before, but they weren't greatly exciting.
And, could you go back to the cash deals real quick? I wanted to say just real briefly what I would have changed and see what your thoughts on it as well. If I was Kabam and I'm looking at how I can change it for
Okay, let's keep it
Cyber
short
Weekend.
because I think we need to kind of
No,
jump
no,
on.
no. It's literally like it'll take 2 seconds, man.
Okay.
Just give me. That's why I was. But basically, where they remove the Nexus from Tony Stark and put it up, instead of doing that, actually put it down into Star-Lord and remove the. Honestly, they could have removed everything from there except for the units and the
I
gold, and just put the
don't know.
Nexus in there.
I don't think they should
Well,
or could offer an Nexus for $10.
Well, but the reasoning behind it, like I said, they'd be taking everything else away from it except for the units and
Yeah,
the
no,
gold.
still like
And then
I don't know.
then take the what do you call it? The 5-star signature stones, like I said, and give that to 5 more of the briefcase. And then if you go down to Black Panther's treasure, if you could scroll down just a little bit so I can tell them at the same time what I changed in Black Panther's treasure, instead of just having because we're going to be taking the Nexus away, so to speak, have it where they give you 10,000 maybe 6-star shards, hero shards instead. If they just do that and maybe change it to like either 2 tier 5 selectors or just a 20% selector, and you just pick one, I think that could have been a big home run on those two, changing those two. But I know Kabam doesn't want to give stuff away as much, but I just think
it's not about giving away. I don't think we're pretty much ever, not for a really long time, we're nowhere near close to the point where it is reasonable to expect a Nexus for $10. Even if you don't offer anything else besides units. I just don't think it makes any sense at all whatsoever.
Well, but look at it the other way. Peter Parker's wallet for $10, you get a 6-star.
You don't.
So if they're doing that, yeah, you do. Oh no, you don't. I'm sorry, it's $15. I meant 15. You basically get a 6-star if you have any shards whatsoever.
Well, basically
I'm sorry,
for 15, but that's not a Nexus though, and that's more than 10 anyways.
That's what I'm saying. It's 15 though.
And
I
so
agree with you. For some reason, I think that's because I was thinking in my mind I would have changed that to 5,000 and would have removed the.
You know, I think Peter Parker's wallet for the most part is fine. Ish.
It's fine, but you could tweak it.
I think that StarLords Loot Bag would easy fix be if they change that 10% crystal to like 10% selector.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. And
exactly.
That would have made that offer good. And as far as how they wanted to do the Tony Stark's briefcase on Black Panther's treasure, I think they should have given the Tony Stark's briefcase less 6 stones and more 6-star shards. I think that should have been like 20,000 6-star shards, some 6 stones, no 5-star 6 stones, something else in, I don't know, tier 4 class catalyst, whatever. And or move that Nexus down there and leave only a couple of 6 stones, so you can get the Nexus and a very few 6 stones, and then majority of the 6 stones go in Black Panther's treasure with all of the 6-star shards, kind of like thing, and obviously like just up a bit. But in general, ultimately again it's about Kabam, and they clearly were not offering there as many resources as pretty much anybody expected or predicted, which is kind of weird because the meta of the game has shifted so drastically, as in like today, any given average month, by playing top 10 AQ, by playing Master's War, by doing side event quest stuff, and just kind of like playing the game, you earn like double or more than double the amount of tier 5 class catalyst fragments and stuff than you used to. And the offers increased by like 10-20% from what they were. So this is one of those things where I think there was some sort of disconnect in between their offer team compared to...
Yeah, I definitely... Because I don't think the offer team is understanding what we can earn in game now.
What is that actual value represented in game?
I think once they get the breakdown of what people bought versus what they didn't buy, I think they're going to see some
hopefully.
of these are going to be... Oh, yeah, that's what the hope is. I mean, there are going to be people that always wail out, I know, but...
But yeah, that is it. Okay, so let's move on to the second topic. Second topic is... new champ buff, Bishop. So let's whoopsies.
Yeah, since last week we knew about who was getting buff, but the only one we didn't have an update on was Bishop, and of course the very next day they came out with the details of his buff. And I kind of feel like he has a very good potential to be a good buff as well as Diablo. I feel like Ronan was the missed one, but yeah, let's talk about him. His energy damage. Could he be the next human torchish champion?
the cooler things are because he will basically kind of have that, you know, Terex's or Mephisto's or Omega Red's aura type mechanic, where when
Yes.
you're close to opponent, instead of doing anything else, you place incinerates on them. So I kind of like those champions to a degree, especially. Well, yeah, I do like them sometimes if the numbers are like good enough, because obviously original Terex was absolute dud. But on top of that, he still will have like massive energy resistance. He can purify bleeds, he can gain a ton of prowess, and he spends his power a bit differently, where his power is used after the special attack. And
it looks like he's going to be a much better champion than he is now.
Yeah, definitely. And
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Unfortunately, I don't have him as a 6-star. I was hoping to maybe get him from the Nexus I opened yesterday, but like I said, can't complain what I got. But yeah, I'm looking forward to his buff. I want to test him out when it goes live, hopefully tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm used to us being on Sundays. So hopefully on Monday.
I need to record the fights like either Monday morning or tomorrow at some point.
Maybe tomorrow.
I just need to figure out whether I want to do it with Liquid Courage and Double Edge or without. I'll probably do it with Liquid Courage and Double Edge, because
there you go.
Because Diablo kind of needs it.
Yeah.
And
Diablo definitely does, which kind of makes me question whether I should finally just pull the trigger. But considering I have to place without suicides, I don't have the ability to just turn them on and off all the time, so I'll probably wait. I'll probably still rank him up if he ends up being good, but I'll wait. But yeah.
But
Bishop
yeah, and
looks like he'll be...
what else is... So yeah, he has the Incinerate Aura thingy on his level 1.
Yeah.
He has flat out Incinerates on his level 2. I mean, like, his Incinerate Aura thingy actually places Incinerates on the opponent as well.
Yeah.
And then he has more potent Incinerates on level 2.
You know what I like is the last hit 100% a chance to do the Incinerate, because if you try to Dex Bishop second, Specials 2, I mean, typically people always get hit with the last bit of it if they time it wrong, which means you're going to get wrecked if you're not fighting with an Incinerate immune champ.
I know, most of the time, I don't know, I see a lot of people kind of like take the first hit and block and then Dex and get out of the way, but either way.
I can see that too. But if you try and fully Dex it, I've seen that's where people mess up sometimes.
But
that last
now, though, his signature ability seems quite useful.
Yes. It seems like it may be like he's one of those champs. It'd be nice to have duped.
Especially like, because if you start the fight with 1 bar of power, which just means that you need to finish the fight with 1 bar of power, you become stun immune, and enemies lose 80% ability accuracy while you're blocking. So that's so cool. That's very good. And with 2 bars of power, special attacks have 100% chance to leave target incinerated for 70% of special damage, so even more damage there. And special 3 obviously can let you go like in a turbo mode. So in general, I look forward to it. I can't predict whether he's going to be insane or not, because ultimately it all will come down to numbers. It's kind of like, the story of Terex and Mole Man. Neither of them got major change to their abilities, if any at all. And the single numbers tweak changed those champions from absolute memes to perfectly viable champion in terms of Terex, and for Mallman made him absolutely insanely amazing.
Still searching for that one as a 6-star, but yeah, definitely. I think this could be another set where we get 2 really good champion buffs.
I hope so. But again, because I have heard people start ranking up these champions already, like Diablo and Bishop, and don't do that. Don't do it. Just unless you literally have Catalyst expiring and nobody else to rank. Just wait till they're alive. Just have a chance to play with them, whether you even like playing with them afterwards. And
I'm getting some confirmation in chat that the CCP members are saying that they're delaying it a day because of July 5th or July weekend deals being on July 5th, Monday, so that may be Tuesday when the update comes out instead of Monday. So
update will be delayed by day.
Yeah, but that's Tuesday. You still got only 3 more days you got to wait, or 2.5, and you got to wait, and the update will be out.
Though, they're delayed.
I know, but I'm just letting you all know. Hey, it happens. We don't have any control. Just record the fights.
I know. We'll see.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If all, plan for Monday, and if it happens Tuesday, we just wait a day.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah,
moving on. That's pretty much, we kind of
that's
touched on the
kind of
buffs mostly. We
pretty
just wanted
much
to go
it. But in general, there will be also that Nexus Arena at some point, and I'll definitely grind. But I need to figure out whether that's going to be for Bishop or for Diablo, because I do have them as 6 stars, but none of them are duped. Like Ronin, Bishop, and Diablo, all of them are unduped at the moment.
Yeah, my Ronin's unduped. My Diablo is. I just pulled them a 4th time duped 2 days ago before summer. I mean the July deals. That's what.
Yeah, well,
so yeah, so
somebody's gonna have to hit Arena, which is also kind of annoying because.
I know.
Because
guess what we had?
Next Arena is also going to be Jubilee.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think she's going to be highly sought after though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But still, I don't have her, so I'll grind for her.
No. I'm not saying not to grind for her. I'm just saying I feel like you could grind for her 2nd round and still get her at a lower, low amount.
Okay. But yeah, so
let's talk about our weekly update for Summer of Pain.
Well, okay then. We have Pain, right?
Probably, I would say this week. Now I know you made a great video over it. I would suggest anybody that has not seen the video, please watch it because it gives great information and a different way to look at it that I don't think a lot of people are looking at it as. But this week is what I would say the most controversial fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. There have been like a dozen threads made on the forum about it.
So let's start off with saying Kabam said this would be called the Summer of Pain. And I think you made a great point that it's not, what is it not, KTea?
Summer of Mild Inconvenience.
Correct. And a lot of people out there that are watching this, before we start talking about the actual fight itself, a lot of people that are watching this are watching these content creators and CCP and everything else that are soloing these fights. And I think we need to take that out of the equation. Just because someone like KTea can solo it within the first 10, 15 minutes of it going live, it doesn't mean you have to solo it. And I think that's what people aren't understanding. The rewards greatly encourage you to beat the fight and not necessarily solo it, because the rewards are so worth it. And I think your video kind of talked about it very, very well. So on back to you. I just want to put that disclaimer out there to everyone before we start doing.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, undoubtedly, with no question, the fight is niche. A lot of people who argue that. So here's the thing. That is a point, and that is a good point. But just because in a debate you land 1 or 2 good points does not mean that you win argument or win the discussion, right? Just because in a football game you get a goal doesn't mean that the other team can't get more. By that I'm saying, yes, the fight is not as open as the rest of them. Definitely, I do not like the fact that I could only identify 11 realistic top-tier options. As in, 11 options that can get this fight done without having to do it, without having to do like a 40-minute fight or something, right? That's not to say that there are only 11 champions that can solo this fight. I'm just saying 11 champions that can do it in like a relatively reasonable amount of time, either by having ridiculous damage output or by having access to poison. At the same time, it is a challenge. And I don't want these fights to be nerfed. I don't want Kabam listen to these arguments of fights. I don't want to be able to log on week 5 and just, like half asleep, just kind of like walk through the fight. This game has had very, very, very little actually challenging content. Majority of Abyss even is relatively straightforward. It's just long, it costs shit, but it's not hard. There's nothing hard about using Human Torch against I don't know, Abyss Morningstar. Parry heavy, 3 hit, the fight is done. 7.2, and I think here is the confusion where a lot of people took issue with Act 6, and I did as well. Not because I necessarily didn't enjoy any aspects of it at all. I did, but I disagreed with the idea that act content should be as hard, because guess what? Acts are not challenges, right? Acts are meant to be like your mainstream kind of like streamlined, increasing difficulty, but reasonable progression content.
KT, a little footnote there. I think the reason why they became that way was because when they released Act 6, they didn't kind of communicate that, and that was the problem.
Yeah,
they made it that way.
No, but the reason why I mentioned Act 6 here is because now even like Act content has become more fun, without a doubt. I enjoy Act 7 thoroughly, but it's not really challenging now, is it? Like, I mean, it's fun, but you can breeze through it. And stuff like this, in my personal opinion, is exactly what this game needs. If anything, even more hardcore. I do want the week 4 to be harder. I do want the week 5 to be harder. I do not necessarily want the fights to be more narrow. I don't ever want to get to a point where you have to have these two champions, or you can suck a thumb and go cry in a corner. No, that's why I fully acknowledge the complaint, that the idea that it's not overly amazingly openly designed fight.
Yeah,
sure.
it should be what do you call it? It shouldn't be roster based, it should be skill based.
Yes. But but the thing is, Marvel Concept Champions ultimately is a game that tests your skill, that tests your knowledge, and tests your roster. All three of those things are important, and these challenges are meant to test all three of them. In majority of pieces of content, if you have huge roster and huge resources, you can get away with less skill and less knowledge. In majority of the content, if you have huge amount of skill, you can get away with having less of a roster, less resource, but maybe less knowledge. And if you have a ton of knowledge and you always know the best counters, the best interactions, you can get away with having reasonable roster and very little skill. And that's fine. But this game by no means is some sort of first-player shooter game where if you are gifted with magically good thumbs, you should be able to beat all the content. No, the entire point of this game is to collect champions, to rank them up, to learn as many things as you can, and also to grow your account and be better. All three of these things matter. And anybody who says that the challenge should be purely skill-based clearly is playing the wrong game. Because why the hell do you get new champions? Why the hell do you grow your account? Why shouldn't that matter? That can't be the only thing, but it should also be one of the criteria in all of these things.
I think the way to look at it is 75% of it should be your skill. 75% should be skill, because skill is majority of what you're going to do. But you've got to focus on the other pieces of it too. So you definitely have to have a roster. You can't just have
I wouldn't say
75%.
I would legitimately say it's nearly equal. If not, knowledge is about 50% skill and accounts are 25%.
I was
gonna
say
it's splitting hair, but all three of those things are important. This is not a pure skill-based game. This is not like Mortal Kombat, or this is not first-player shooter games or whatever. This is a game that rewards knowledge, and this is a game that rewards longevity, consistency, champion acquisition, all of that stuff. But narrowing back into the Mysterio specifically, at the very least, this isn't as bad as the Acid Wash Mysterio from 6.3, where we literally had two counters at a time. And at the very least, you can approach this as a 6 million challenge and bring in whichever champion and take your half an hour and get it done just to have gotten it done. Like, because that is the end scenario. It's not like you immediately die if you don't have the perfect counter. You can freely bring in any champion, pretend that Mysterio has 6.3 million health, and use 5, 10 revives, whatever, with pretty much any champion. And you can still chip it down if you must. So ultimately, I can't say that it is the greatest design, but I'd much more prefer them having fights like this than having some sort of neutered nothings that will make somebody feel good that they beat a challenge, and that will leave the other half who are looking for an actual challenge completely emotionless.
Right. It needs to be hard
It needs to feel like an
because it's
achievement.
considered.
It does.
Yeah. Well, and I think the fact that you don't have to complete all of them, but you'll still get milestones at the end,
Yeah,
is
exactly.
kind of a testament to that. Because it's a testament to that. It just means that you don't have to do everything. You can admit defeat, but you've got an entire week to do it. It costs no energy. You can back out and join as many times as you want. The only thing you don't have access to is synergies. But even so, if you almost got them down, use potions, use revives, do what you need to do. Because
exactly, it's like you have 1 week. In 1 week, you can grind out 1,000 units. You can farm 10, 20 revives, whatever. You can spend 2 days, whatever, grinding out potions. You can farm hundreds of potions. This is one of those things, as I said in the video, where you decide what kind of player you are. You decide how much this challenge means to you. There is no shame in saying that this is too much for you. Absolutely no shame in that. But there should be a lot of shame in calling something bullshit just because you cannot do it. Imagine that. Imagine any other situation in life calling everything overpriced shit if your bank account currently had less money than something cost, for instance. You know what I mean? Just because you cannot do it doesn't mean it's bad.
Correct. Yeah. It just means
or it's not even that you cannot do it. I think just because you are not willing to put in extra effort to get it done.
I think, without beating a dead horse, and honestly, I think we've said pretty much everything that could be said between the video and this. What I'm going to say is, just because it's in the game and you're able to access it does not entitle you to have the rewards, period. That's what everyone needs to understand.
Yes, 100%. You have to earn them still. And there's nothing wrong in, again, if you can't do it, fine. You know? You play the game however you want. But do not try to shove your opinion or your weakness or your disdain and dislike against every single champion. Against every single summoner, against Kabam. Just because you do not like something does not mean it's necessarily bad. I know I have a lot of opinion pieces, but that is exactly what I say. I think that and that is right or wrong, whatever. And obviously I have stepped the mark and myself as well. But in general, that what I'm going to say is, I like these kind of things. I like challenges, and I think that is exactly what this game needed. That's going to be my final word there.
You know what the thing is a lot of people have been begging, in-game players have been begging for something. Now that we have it, people that have been able to do everything, now they're able to do this, are complaining because it's too hard. Well, it's not meant for you. I'm sorry.
Well, I think this fight kind of came like a reality check to a lot of people. And I don't think that necessarily is a bad thing. I think pending how people deal with it could be a good or bad thing. But this definitely has been a reality check.
Something they can control. Anyway, week 4 starts next week. Next week is when the Thronebreaker solo objectives start coming out, so we'll look at it then. And of course, we'll have a review of it next Sunday on KT Time, episode 25. So be sure to check that out. Moving on, KT. Now we have the update, which may be coming Monday or Tuesday. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a lot happening this update.
Well, there is kind of like one additional thing that's happening besides the bare basics, which is the Summoner Showdown.
Yeah, Summoner Showdown is going, and that's mainly because they're not going to have the Comic-Con again this year, they were kind of saying, because of things being travel restrictions and all that. So they're going to probably all do it like they did it last year, which is fine. But the tournament's going to start, which is kind of nice. I think KT, and I think we all need to support KT to see if he can actually go for it, because I think he has a great shot at it, especially with the way he breaks things down, the way his mind works, the way his skill does. So I just want to throw that out there again, that everybody needs to support KT. He may do it, but if he does, he's not going to be streaming it live. FYI.
Oh yeah, if I do have a proper go at it, I will 100% not be doing it live. May or may not make a video afterwards. I probably would, but I would not be doing any of that stuff live at all because it's limited amount of tries and it's very competitive. And there might be. I'm not saying that there will be, and I'm not even saying that I will do it, but you know, it's just one of those things where we'll see how we get on. But ultimately, so long as we get some very cool, fun, and interesting fights, maybe some cool profile pictures. I personally don't have much expectation or much pressure on this event, just because, again, when you want to enter the, for instance, Summoner Showdown right now, it's gonna be 5-star champions that need to be used. If I'm not gonna have like the best option ranked up already, I will not rank a champion specifically for this in the off chance that I do manage to do it. Like, you know what I mean? And in order to have because it does take a lot of commitment. It takes need to rank up the right champion if you don't have it already. And I have stopped ranking up 5-stars, for example. You need to reset perfect mastery setup.
I kind of wish they had, like, you know how they do the beta servers? I kind of wish for anyone that wants to enter, they kind of had a beta server where you could do that. So that way everyone's on an even playing field, kind of, so to speak, and you have all access, and that way it's really a Summoner Showdown.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Because this one, again, what's the best way to put it? The off chance for like actually succeeding is very, very low. But the investment to make it happen is very, very real. Resetting very specific mastery setups with, I don't know, like maxed out Fury masteries or maxed out Glass Cannon and Greater Strength and crap like that. Basically, super aggro mastery setups often, for instance. And stuff like all of that costs you, and all of that takes a ton of time in which you can't really do or focus on anything else. And ranking up correct champions and counters will take plenty of resources also. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not making commitment to anything. I'll see what the fights are, how I feel about it. Maybe I give it a go, maybe I don't. But I can fully understand a lot of people who are not overly bothered about it because, again, the fact that every week there's only like one person qualifying out of every single region where you're competing against thousands upon thousands, and in order to even try, it has already an inherent cost. It would be completely different if it would be just time. But if it's catalysts, units for masteries, and everything else, then it becomes significantly less attractive. It almost becomes like one of those, I don't know, huge company raffles or something where, like, you know, you pay money, but you're probably not going to get anything back kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Other than the Summoner Showdown, which is not, well, some people are excited for it. I generally don't. I don't feel the excitement in the community. I haven't heard like pretty much anybody talking about it though.
Well, because we've seen what it takes, and some of the people just understand they're not that skill level, and it's fine. You know, it's one of those things. So anyway, but other than that, what else? Let's get.
Well, we have America Chavez and Hercules, which is quite weird because I remember a comment. So we have America Chavez, who is a Mystic champion, which I did not know. I generally thought she would be Cosmic.
That's what I thought too.
And then we have Hercules, who, if anything, I would have presumed to be skill or Mystic, but not quite Cosmic. But so it's almost as if they
flipped the script.
Yeah.
They flipped the script on us.
As in, like, if anything, I like if I had to guess, I'd guess Hercules is the Mystic one and America Chavez is the Cosmic one, but.
Yeah, but it's not. We know it's kind of crazy. So. But basically,
Hercules is the first one, by the way.
What's that? Hercules is going to be the first one?
Yeah.
Great. Which is, you know, hopefully he's really good. You know, if anyone should be the greatest release this year, it should be that one because the one that we voted for and the community knows. And I say we as a quotation marks because KTea and I did not vote for him.
Yeah.
But Omega Sentinel for life. But just saying. But we'll see. He should be available starting next week in early access bundles.
Yeah, I believe
on the
sometime
6th, I think.
Yeah.
Or 7th, maybe. Maybe 7th or 8th, maybe because the new content comes out on Wednesday, so maybe 7th or 8th, and then he'll be available in arenas on the 15th. And for crystals, if you guys like that. But I always remind people, don't buy the crystals, please. And then America Chavez should be released the 21st or 22nd, 20th to 22nd in a early access bundle.
Early access bundle, yeah.
Early access. And then 29th in Arena and Crystals. So there you go. Now everybody knows the dates. And of course, this event will start on next Wednesday for everybody, which is the 7th.
It's gonna be like the Assault on Olympus type thing, which is
Yes.
gonna be the side event, and the event quest is called, I don't even know what it's called, but it's something.
Assault on a Mount Olympus, right?
That's the
Assault on
side event,
Olympus?
but
Or is that?
what's
Oh, that's
the?
the side event. Sorry. Yeah. That's the assault event. It's called.
I don't even know. It's something. It's monthly
I don't
quest.
even know. Yeah.
And we also
It's just
have
the
obviously
monthly
Summer of Pain weeks 4 to 8, I believe. So that should get quite exciting, because week 4 is when we start getting the solo objectives.
Which will be interesting, yeah, because that's the only way the Throne Breakers can get enough points to get to the top. So we'll see what that looks like.
Here's the thing, though.
And what's that?
We have the final talking point about something that is not here. A lot of people are waiting. Which is that
people are asking.
Yeah.
And they've been asking in chat all the time. And I told everybody, wait till the end of the cast. You'll know what we're talking about. That's why we don't answer questions during it, because
the
we
topics
have
are literally in thumbnail, though. Just saying.
Yeah, the topics are in the thumbnail if you guys can see it. But long story short, we were going to talk about this regardless. But you kick it off, KT.
Yeah, so Summoner Appreciation. Last couple of years, we have had the 3-month calendar, where Kabam basically gives a whole bunch of goodies over the period of 3 months. So it's kind of like the longest calendar of the year. On top of that, at some point, we do get the extra gold and XP and whatever boost. But the main thing that everybody is waiting is that Summoner Appreciation calendar, I guess, which is nowhere to be seen. And last year, it appeared on 2nd of July. Today's 3rd one, and it's still not here.
My guess, if it is coming out this year. Now, again, we have no idea, yes or no. And even the content creators have not been given an answer from what I've been told. And when I say content creators, KT's a content creator. I mean the CCP people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to discount KT there. But basically, we have no idea. If it comes out, my thought is they may delay it until the update and after the 4th of July deals, aka these weekend deals, are done. But if it doesn't come out by then, we've already seen one event not happen this year that was consistently happening every year, and that was the Being Green event.
Feeling Green.
Or Feeling Green, yeah, there you go. The Feeling Green event. That one didn't happen this year like it had always happened in March. The fact that we don't have that, we've seen that has not happened, and they haven't announced anything about Summoner Appreciation, kind of shows that they may not be doing it. However, I will say it's kind of shitey if they don't do that, because not that I think we deserve it, but all the problems and the lackluster champions released this year's, I think they should show us appreciation for sticking with them, especially after the last month having 2 arguably useless champions added in the game.
This year we have had arguably majority of useless champions.
I think Shang-Chi is probably the best champion we've had released this year.
Shang-Chi is like the one great champion so far.
And I think it's only because he has a movie coming out.
Yeah, there are a couple more good ones, but really
good, but not great
one.
Yeah. But my thought process is, if it doesn't come out this next week coming up, don't expect it at all. And granted, we're not, what's the word? We're not entitled to it. We shouldn't get upset about it. What I would expect is Kabam, if they decide not to do that, besides the Summer of Pain, they should be doing something else. Like, they should never be taking things away without maybe changing it up. Maybe they don't want to do 3 months calendar again, because there was a lot of backlash. It wasn't progression based, I believe, last time. And so like the first 5 or 6 weeks, it was trash for anyone that was like about to be Thronebreaker, basically, because it wasn't out yet. So I don't know. I just have to say that, long story short, we're not someone who needs to be deserving it, but let's just see what they say, if they say anything. The fact they haven't even announced whether they are or not doing it gives me hope it could be coming still. But the fact that they've done it the past years, and they've already not done the Feeling Green event this year but never said anything about it, leads me to believe that possibly it may not happen this year, and they may just not say anything. They may just choose silence, which I think is the wrong thing to do.
Which is definitely the wrong thing to do. I think, if anything, that is the worst thing to do, not just the wrong thing to do. Right. The thing is, I was trying to check, because I know for a fact that somebody checked. I know for a fact that somebody checked, and the Summoner Appreciation Calendar thing was not mentioned in the last year's July notes. I just forgot which one was July.
No, it was not. I can 100% tell you it was
However,
not.
I wanted to check is exactly when the update did come out, because I have sneaking suspicion that it might not be here, because this year all of July's events start on 7th of July. Versus I suspect that if we take a look at 2020, July's events more than likely started on 1st of July, which was Wednesday. Wednesday, 1st of July, because it just fell in that Wednesday. So that might quite possibly potentially explain it, because remember that we're just coming off the 5-week event that kind of like occupies the initial bit of July. And
that's my guess is the reason why it hasn't come out yet.
Yes, so my guess is that my hopeful, optimistic, Kabam loving and benefit of the doubt giving guess is that since this year July's event start actually very, very late in July, and July is one of the 4-week month event things, you know, because we strictly have 28 days for the next event, and this one is 35 days, is ergo the reason why we are likely gonna get that calendar a bit later. I do hope that that is the case, but at the same time it is very possible that we don't get anything at all, and Kabam's excuse for that could be Summer of Pain, it could be Grandmaster's Gauntlet and all the other extra stuff that they have done for us and whatever not. I hope that that is not, because that would, I think, if Kabam says something stupid like that, God forbid, that would be the worst thing, because right now, them not saying anything is obviously causing worry in community. And if it comes, it's fair enough. They didn't have to say anything. They don't have to count when something is delayed for a couple of days, you know, because whatever.
Yeah, they don't.
But if it doesn't come and they don't say anything, and then they eventually end up saying something stupid like Kabam Mike normally does, this summer you had the Summer of Pain, you had Grandmaster's Gauntlet, so we felt as if though that is appreciation enough. That would yet be another huge talking point, driving the divide in between Thronebreaker players and everybody else even further, because most of these recent events have largely been for endgame players. And don't get me wrong, I'm an endgame player, and realistically I'm fully well aware of the fact that endgame players very rarely get anything, especially in temporary content, and most of the people don't want to admit that any permanent piece of content is made for everybody. Maybe not everybody right now, but 7.2 is not an endgame piece of content. It's a piece of content for every single player who is willing to play this game eventually. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And any kind of like specific challenge endgame content we pretty much hardly have ever had. If you want to make it a stretch, perhaps you can call Abyss like that, even that doesn't really qualify. But other than that, it's what? Abyss? Sorry, it's Maze. We have had like Maze. That's about it.
Yeah, and what I will say, if Kabam comes out, Kabam Mike that is, or even Kabam themselves come out and say that Summer of Pain is part of it, we were supposed to get that last year.
Yeah,
in fact, it was delayed.
But
that doesn't mean that we should not get Summer Appreciation. That's what I'm basically saying.
So hopefully we do get it. If we don't, obviously it's gonna cause quite a lot of problems. But let's not quite try to light out torches, form the mobs, and try to, I don't know, break down Kabam HQ up until we know for sure.
Yeah, because premature whining is not warranted. When if they say something or act on something, that will be warranted, 100%.
Yeah. That being said, I think we have pretty much covered everything right now.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to say and mention also is they also have not done a monthly unit card deal that they, or not unit card deal, but monthly like daily deal that you buy at the beginning of the month, and they normally do that. Granted, the 4th of July deals came, but they did it last month, so I thought that was kind of weird. So we'll see what happens.
No, again, this would kind of still further establish my theory, because all of those same deals are always set to last exactly the same amount of time. And if they released that July card deal, again, it would. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless they did a half-month one, which I've seen them do before.
Yeah, they could either do the half-month one, or they could just very well easily do the monthly one. Just we'll see anyway.
For the month.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But that is it. My green shirt stream has been concluded, as I promised, for 36,000 subscribers. Don't know how many of you actually noticed, but yeah. So
it's just weird because it actually looks black on the screen because it's just
it is actually
it's not fully
see-through.
transparent. Yeah, it's weird.
I know it's very weird.
So yeah,
it's very weird. I can
it's
tell
interesting. Yeah, because it is.
Later.
You can see through. You look like a ghost.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of cool because you can see like. Look at that picture. Anyway,
everything behind you. Maybe you should always wear that. Maybe that's what it is. But yeah,
maybe,
that was this week's. I
kind of like it. Though. I do like it.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you should do it more. But I want to thank everybody for being here and supporting us, even though we did it a day early. Again, we may have not answered your questions when you were asking them today. But everything that was pretty much asked, we kind of covered. And that's why I just say be patient. That's why we don't answer the questions right away.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as specific rank up questions and stuff like that goes, then these unfortunately are not quite the streams for that. We do our best to answer to pretty much all the comments. But this stream is like the one exception. Either way.
This is the one time.
Either way. I'm going to be back in the morning. I'm going to be back tomorrow afternoon. You can catch me then, and I'll do my best. Help you guys
and then I may be here. They're still working on construction. Those that follow the line chat know what's going on. But either way, we love your faces. Happy July 4th for those in the Americas that celebrate it tomorrow.
And gamble responsibly. Spend responsibly.
Drink responsibly if you go out and have fun. If you do fireworks and all that, be careful because there's a lot of dry and hot areas in the air. Air out there. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. See you, folks. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about